Welcome once again to another session of the Diplomacy After Hours League. We will be starting this week, or this year, spring 1902, specifically, with France, who will be moving their fleet in Marseille to the Gulf of Lions, the army in Spain to Portugal, and the army in Paris to Picardy. And we'll hold everyone else. Next up, we have Italy, moving the army in Venice to Tyrolia, the army in Rome to Venice, the army in Naples to Apulia, and the army in Tunis to the Ionian Sea. Next, we have England, with our first failed order of the game. The fleet in London is going to convoy the army in Wales to undisclosed location while it's in port. That is not going to be a correct move. However, the other order that was issued involving the fleet of London to move to the English Channel is a valid order. Thusly, that is what will be considered, as well as it was later in the order. So technically, by last orders, that is effectively an edit to that. The fleet in the North Sea is supporting the fleet in London's move into the English Channel. The fleet in Norway is actually going to be supporting a fleet move into Sweden. This one coming from Denmark. Interesting. So next we have Germany, moving the army in Berlin to Silesia, moving the holding the army in Holland. The fleet in Denmark will be moving to Sweden, explaining the support from England. The army in Tyrolia is moving to Munich, and the fleet in Kiel is going to Denmark. The Turkey orders are the army in Bulgaria supporting the army in Serbia's move into Romania. The fleet in the Black Sea will also be supporting the Serbian army's move into Romania. And the army in Constantinople will be supporting the army in Ankara, which will be holding. Next is Austria. Austria will be moving their fleet in Trieste to Albania. The army in Serbia will be moving into Romania, of course, as hinted at by Turkey's orders. The army in Budapest will support the army in Vienna, and the army in Vienna will support the army in Budapest. Last, we have Russia. The fleet in Romania will be moving into the Black Sea. The fleet in Sevastopol will be supporting the move into the Black Sea. The fleet in Bothnia will be moving into Sweden. The army in Galicia will be moving into Romania. And the army in Bohemia will be supporting the army in Venice's move into Tyrolia. So let's go ahead and resolve conflicts, starting from the west. We have 2 unit strength, England versus 1 unit strength, France, with no other countries supporting. Thusly, England will take the English Sea, and the French fleet in the English Channel will be forced to retreat. This can be done to any adjacent territory that was not just left unoccupied from a unit movement. Thusly, though London is vacated and adjacent, because the unit came from London, it would not be able to go into London. Now, the next conflict we have is going to be up in Scandinavia in Sweden. We have a one-on-one unit strength as far as the units moving in between Germany and Russia. However, England's decision to support Germany will win Germany Sweden and force the fleet back to bounce back into Bothnia. Next, we have a support here from Bohemia, which will, of course, succeed in Italy taking Tyrolia. Budapest and Vienna will hold firm. And next we have yet another mess in the Balkans. Are we surprised? This happens consistently in pretty much any diplomacy game. First things first, though we have a strength of 3 versus 1, this is going to be cut down because the Black Sea, being invaded by the fleet from Romania, will cut the Black Sea off. As the support here will ensure them taking it. So we'll worry about that here in just a moment. So that was not cut off because the unit moved out of the territory. Next we have this mess here, still a 2-to-1 unit strength, 1-to-1 as far as Russia versus Austria moving in. However, Turkey's support grants control of Romania, or, occupation of Romania, to Austria, as this army will bounce back to Galicia. This support succeeds, and now we have a fleet here for Turkey, which now must retreat. And of course, rules as far as where it can be retreat were explained during the English retreat, so we won't need to go over those again in this situation. You guys will have until 7:30 tomorrow, Saturday, to give me those retreats. And then we will commence with the fall movements. If there are any questions, please let me know. Until then, thank you, and happy stabbing.